Hi everyone, it's Diana here. I'm going to go over these shape modes. We started looking at them last night in class, but I think it's a good idea if I give you a little bit of revision. Go up under Window and down to Pathfinder. You can see it has its own shortcut command, Pathfinder. Just going to drag that onto the screen so we can see it easily. Now in the first exercise on this page, which is exercise 3 by the way from 2.2, we're going to select the two squares above and apply the Pathfinder Unite Shape mode. So you can see that the top row in the Pathfinder here is allocated to shape modes, and the second row is allocated to pathfinders. So we'll select the first two here. So what Unite does is it joins both of these shapes together and creates one large shape. You see now we've got one complete shape, and if I use the direct selection tool with A on the keyboard, I can pull these anchor points around to prove that this is definitely one shape. The next one we're going to select is a minus front shape mode, which is the second one along. So what this will do is it will delete whatever is sitting on the top. So in Illustrator, whenever we place a shape on the screen and then create a new one and a new one, it will stack the objects up over the top of one another unless we tell it to draw behind. So by default, Illustrator draws over the top of the previous shape. So what we can do is use this layer order with our Pathfinder to manipulate shapes and cut them out like a cookie cutter, or cut the inside out, or remove the inside and leave the outsides. So basically think of your Pathfinder as your little helper that enables you to create more interesting shapes by using this cutout method. The third one along is our intersect shape mode, which will leave you with the overlapping segments, so it's just leaving us with that one square. The fourth one along is the exclude shape mode. Now this will do the opposite. It will exclude those overlapped areas and leave you with, so if I was to put something in underneath that now, you could see that there's a hole there, but it has actually created two separate shapes. For the next exercise, number 5, we're going to create a compound shape with the 3 shapes on the right and cycle through the 4 different compound shapes to observe the result. So the first one will unite them all. I'm going to Control or Command Z to undo that. The next one will minus the front. So whatever the very furthest object in the back of that layer order stack was will remain. Now we can check that by looking at our layers palette. I'm just going to pull this onto the screen and show you what happens here as we are drawing. So these 3 shapes here are in a particular order, and you can see the surfboard is at the bottom. So when I minus the front, I am left with that shape that was created first, which is the one at the back of the layer stack. You see what I mean? If I was to rearrange the order of these, and let's say the man was at the back, and do this same operation again, we would be left with the man because he's at the back. Now we're not able to produce any results with the intersect unless we have 2 overlapping shapes. So what we need to do is we need to overlap 2 shapes. If I try and do this again with 3 shapes, it will still tell me I don't have 2 overlapping paths. It needs 2, not 3. So with 2 of them selected, I can now choose this option, and it will just cut the guy's pants out from the shape of the surfboard itself.